Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are back with Assetto Corsa Competizione 2SRL, and it is the fifth season with the fourth round, and we are here at Mount Panorama with an almost full grid. I believe we have 29 drivers, which is hilariously scary, but gives us a solid chance that some drivers might survive. And with me in the commentary booth is, as has been usual for the last few weeks, Mr. Ollie. Hello.
Hello.
So, this track has been moved forward in the calendar a little bit. I enjoyed it being the season finale for the last 2 seasons, but now it is towards the front of the season, and yeah, it hasn't been too long since we've been here last, which means that the times shouldn't differ too much from what we saw towards the end of last season, but from what I've observed in the Assetto Corsa Competizione chat on 2SRL, it seems as though many drivers have stepped their games up a little bit and are pushing themselves closer and closer to that big mark of the 159 at Bathurst, and this qualifying session will show us if we're going to see any of that, and that should be exciting for sure.
Yeah, and already making a great start is George Badmer, Felix Rupert, and Nico Velvin, who are all within about 3/10 of each other, getting closer and closer to that 159 mark. It's going to be interesting to see if they can make it. Nico said at the end of practice that all of a sudden he found his pace, and he actually feels comfortable now. And it was literally the last lap. I remember I was in the voice columns with them, so that was interesting to see.
Yeah, and Felix Rupert has completely hyped up his chances, and it will be a huge shock if he doesn't win. I felt like getting that in, and I'm sure he's happy that I said that on stream, because it's totally true, and it's totally what he said. Anyways, yeah, he has won the last 2 races. He has missed the first race, and now he is in a P2 right now. Actually, let's change camera. Let's go to Rupert. There he is. I was wondering. He's not in an Aston, so he's just started the second little stint in qualifying. Usually qualifying, people do 2 out laps and 6 hot laps in 2 little stints, and this is probably the start of the second one, where we will see the track being rubbered in coming into full effect, and that should make the times approach that magical sub 2-minute mark. Jack Simpson is back once again. I have, in the meantime, since last week, asked him why he kind of threw a good position away by pitting 2 times in the wet, and basically just said he was off by 3 psi on all of his tires, and he couldn't be bothered driving like that. But weather's looking good here at Bathurst, so I don't think that should be an issue today.
Yeah, there has been lots of jokes going around in the ACC chat where people are thinking that Chris is going to force some rain again, like he supposedly didn't do last season. And I have seen people, they're talking about wet weather practice and whatnot, so it could be a thing.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be. I think he doesn't want to run the risk of getting slaughtered again if there is rain, even if it isn't his fault this time. But yeah, we shall see.
Yeah, I mean, I talked to him. I think we came to an agreement on the weather randomness. I think he didn't actually force it last time out. He just it was just really high, and yeah, running through the numbers, that would be too much rain. So I think we've gone down a little bit, which should be fun. We had some rain at Bathurst in the past. It ended, well, for me personally, it was my last race here in ACC, and the last memories I have of it were Wow, my teammate, and me. It sounds like it's 3 people, but it's 2. So Wow and me were making bets about whether we could take the kink on the back straight flat. I couldn't, he could. Just about it. So.
I remember being in that race. What was it? Season 2, I think.
Season 3.
Oh, season 3.
Pretty.
Was it season? Yeah. Season 3 was when I was in a Lexus alongside Sam, And I think I remember I started quite badly and whatnot, and by the end of the race I was 5th and he was 2nd or something, just simply because the Lexus was so good in the rain around here, and we could take the back straight, like both of us, really easily, flat.
I hate you.
No issues or anything. And it was quite fun overtaking people around the outside there and whatnot.
Yeah, it wasn't fun getting overtaken, because that was my experience. In this qualifying session, Felix Rupert, the undoubted favorite for this race, who has hyped up his chances a lot, be assured of that, has put down a little bit of a marker, and is only 1/10 away off the 2-minute flat time right now, sitting on a 2:00.1, and if the broadcasting client that I've got on my second screen isn't deceiving me, he might actually be on course to set our first sub 2-minute lap of this session. And okay, yeah, okay.
I mean, if he's definitely gonna do it, I'm pretty sure, because he has done a lot of practice and he has.
And there he goes. He's done it. It is.
There we go.
59.8. There are some. There's certainly some posts that he made about the expectations to his qualifying session that would be funny to quote now. Anyway, so Brabner's in the... No, he's not in the pit lane, but he's not on a lap right now. He's setting himself up for the last... No, he actually has 2 runs remaining. Veld... hits the wall at the top of the mountain. That's not going to help you improve your time. And actually now you might need to think about pitting for damage repairs, because... that might slow the car down.
That could definitely cost him. Yeah, exactly. He seems to keep going, so it's interesting to see that he doesn't instantly go back to pit and go now, because if he were to do that, he'd have to do it now. Otherwise, he won't have time to complete his outlap. As someone crashes, actually.
Yeah, the number 38, but there is Jack Simpson, who's apparently well up on his time. He's gonna come across the line and he's gonna jump into P2 there with a 2-minute 0.3, puts it second for now. It goes into the pit lane, no time to do an outlet, so this is his last time of the session. Felix Rupert has been this time. He was up by a 10th or something, and over the mountain section he probably lost it as he's parking the car and resetting to the pit lane. So this is the time to beat. Who can do it? Maybe it is George. Maybe it is Veld. Chris in P5 running strong, and then Wow and Chumley and Olive also really in good positions right now.
Yeah, Chris, definitely a big surprise right here. He was not even 10 minutes ago, before the 15 minutes ago, before qualifying session started, he was complaining about the Ferrari, saying it was terrible around this track. And the whole chat basically slapped him into his sense and saying it was one of the strongest cars around here, and you just need to man up and not be so annoying driving the car. And it seems like he's finally come to grips with it, which is
he's manned up.
I mean, this is the time to do it, so...
Oh dear. Well, certainly is. George is not gonna improve on his time unless he's got some massive improvement in the final few corners. I think Iligna's up on his time, Ansel maybe with a little improvement, and Veld up by a 10th, but that's only marginal, so I don't expect an improvement to come out of Brabner here. Where's Veld? He's at the top of the hill. I believe, yeah, this is Skyline, the dip here. And he's up to 10ths now, so he might be a threat for Simpson, Brabner, depending on what happens in this last sector. For him, 3/10 now, coming towards the Forest elbow. The tight left-hander.
A little bit wide there.
That looked fine to me. I don't know how much speed he had to take off, but it looked decently fast. And he is certainly on course to at least... worry Simpson and Brabner, so that should be exciting now. Through
Dominic just crossed the line.
The kick on the back straight, yes, and he ends his qualifying session with a pretty competitive time, 0.3 from him, and there goes Veld, and he's got some massive improvements on this lap. He's obviously found some time in the chicane at the end of the long straight. He's gonna take the final corner, and if that is all neat and tidy, he should put himself on the front row. Here it is, and it is not quite a 59, but it is a 0.087 out of Nico Veldman. Very nice from him.
I think he's going to be very happy with that. He may have just... he may think that he can definitely be on for 59 now, and maybe just wanted that extra lap. It could have been the damage that he took earlier, hitting that wall, that cost him those last couple hundredths there.
Brabner
But-
is... Sorry to interrupt. Brabner was... he was really close to getting back at Veld, but I think his forest elbow was pretty bad. He lost 2/10 on his delta there, so I think he's just outdone himself and won't start on the front row. Obviously it's a little early. Well, you know, we can't call it definitively yet, but I think at the best he can beat Simpson from here. Olive is not up on his time either. Paulos Takos seems set. Yeah, he is set to take the pole in silver class, and there goes Brabner, and he actually gained a solid amount of time in the final corner. And yeah, that mistaken forest elbow came back to bite him. He sets a 0.2 just behind Veld, so they are in 2 and 3. Simpson 4th and Illigna 5th. Chris really strong in 6th. So yeah, that's the qualifying.
Hey, that's the big surprise.
Yeah, we're gonna go for the full grid walk in a moment, of course. Why is just responding to Chief here? Why is Bathurst the scene of the worst pun crime? I believe it wasn't where you started calling me Tire Mo and pretended it was a good pun. I believe that was somewhere else. So I hard disagree on that one. I'll get the standings up for, well, not on screen, but for myself to read, so I can give some information for the grid walk. So let's jump right into this. Hello, can we... Yes, let's go. Man, this track looks absolutely beautiful. Generally, this game does.
It's a beautiful track.
So, okay. Let's see, what have we got here? We have got another pole position by Felix Rupert in the Ferrari on the right. The camera speed is incredibly slow. Then we've got the McLaren Mercedes, I believe is actually the team name, from Veldman in P2, then George Brabner P3. Jack Simpson qualifies 4th again, second race as a reserve driver. It was good in Imola until he pitted for the second time. Then Illigna in P5 had some struggles recently, just like Christian Stricker, both of them in a strong third row. Then they are ahead of Samuel Chomley and Antoine Olivet, who'd probably like to be a little closer to the front, but haven't embarrassed themselves in this session at all. Then it is Ruben van der Lidding and Philip Ansel, both solid drivers with an outside chance at getting themselves a really good result here. Then we have the leader of Silver Class, Paulos Takis for VVDL Red, ahead of Jasper Smelt, the championship leader of Silver Class, and then the second VVDL Red car of Gareth Higgins. Jakub Maciejewski in the big boy BMW in P14. Marius Savikas, that's mispronounced, but I don't care, in P15. Ramsey Jensen, P16, he is a reserve driver. Then we have George Roshu ahead of René Bon. Viktor Czerwinski in P19. In the Bentley, there is Sanix, last season Silver Class champion in P20. He won't like that result. Then we've got Fernandez and Visser, teammates in the Aston Martin in P21 and 22. Mills down in P23. And then it is Bas Kessel on the left in the Lexus. Chris Witkowski in P25 in the second BMW, Guilherme Santos P26, Ryan Knopp in P27, Kennedy Chikeka 28, and Clara May P29, and that is our grid for today.
Yes, Clara May opting for a Nissan this time around.
Let's
go.
go.
Interesting choice.
The Goliath.
Exactly, it's good to see that the grid is kind of spicing up, especially the reserves. We have one Nissan a reserve and one Audi also reserve. So hopefully next season we can have a bit more variety on the normal cars, well, the more normal teams, I should say.
Yep.
I think we also have only one Bentley who is also reserve.
Didn't we have like a lot of Audis last season? What happened? We've got none of them. I just realized. I believe there were quite a few of them.
Yeah, but it's people, they tend to change car every single season, and well, you know the Audi's reputation, it's really quick in the right hands, but it is also super unforgiving, and a lot of these drivers just aren't comfortable with the fact that they have another choice in the Lamborghini, which is much nicer, I think, forgiving wise, and it's essentially the same car.
Italian Audi, Italian Audi.
Pretty much. Personally, I would go for the Audi just because I'm a bit of an Audi fanboy. Sorry, Timo.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? You're from Bayern, aren't you?
Well, I mean, Audi and BMW are both from Bavaria, so it's fine. But only BMW is aggressively patriotic, so you don't really associate Audi with Bavaria.
Yeah, Audi is from the little Ingolstadt. I don't even know that. It's in Bavaria somewhere.
Yeah, Ingolstadt is. Yeah, it's. I just know it because they've got a really big shopping center. It's like a, a village outdoor shopping thingy, and it was. When you listen to Radio 15 Minutes in Bavaria, you would always get ads for it. That's literally how I know the place. So.
Yeah. Center. Is it now?
Anyways, so. I would personally take the Audi because that's what I did in season 2. Casual flex there. So
did you win that race? I think so.
I did. It was the race I deleted all of my championship points for, and I think I made Alex a little bit mad because coming into the race we were both in DMs with each other and being annoyed at the McLaren and this is gonna be terrible. I can't drive this car. We just did the qualifying for SimGrid or something, and we were both. We both didn't want the McLaren, and then I just decided to dump all my championship points for the Audi, and then I won the race ahead of him because he's in the McLaren. So I don't think he was happy with me, but I won a race, so I couldn't care less, to be honest.
There you go.
So, that is that's the stories from Bathurst, a well-loved track on every calendar since season 2.
Yeah. So it looks like George Brabner tried to get a little bit of a cheeky overtake on Nico there, coming down fourth elbow.
Let's go.
So it's a little bit early now. A little bit too early, George. Wait till the checkered flag goes down, and then we can go, maybe.
Wait for the checkered flag, right? Yeah.
Wait, or is it the checkered flag? I don't know. What is the start flag?
It's a green flag.
The green flag. That's the one. My bad.
But George shouldn't get ahead of himself on that front. Maybe he's practicing.
Maybe just warming up his brakes or something.
Well, in warm-up lap, I overtook him here, so I can do it in the race. And then he dive bombs him and both die.
Let's hope that doesn't happen. I don't think it will. Funny. George and Nico, both 2 very high caliber drivers, so
yeah,
I don't expect it.
I don't either, but it would be funny. Sometimes I just want to see the world burn.
Yes, you do, Timo. Yes, you do.
Yeah. So.
As Nico's actually taking P1 right now. Ooh, we have a spicy fight going on.
Very serious. Very, very serious here on the formation lap. Yo to Danny as well in chat. We appreciate every chat interaction during the race because, Bathurst is sometimes a little bit of carnage. We need the mental support from chat to not go insane. And now towards turn 1, it is quite the short run, and Veld has the outside line. So Rupert should be able to keep this lead, but maybe with a cutback or something, Veld could get alongside. It is Veld in the orange car and Felix Rupert in the white Ferrari that is very, very far ahead of everyone else. Actually, Veld is already alongside Brabner, or rather the other way around. Brabner is going to stick the inside. Stick his nose down the inside of Veld, and Veld just loses a position right off the start. I don't know what went on with his formation lap there, but Brabner just ahead, and he's gotten onto the grass, so now there comes Jack Simpson onto Nico Veldman, so I think Veld might just drop to P4 here. There comes the first Lamborghini. It is Jack Simpson, the blue Lamborghini behind them. It is Wow waiting. I think we got through relatively safely. Yeah, not a single car has dropped into turn 1, and the trees block our vision a little bit, but it is the Lamborghini carrying the speed around the outside of the Mercedes. Now towards the inside line, side by side up the mountain. This is absolutely spicy stuff, and Veld keeps the position with an absolute hero move. Also Chumley's moved ahead of Illigner, so Chumley P5 now. Veld keeps P3. A big gap up front with Rupert and Brabner already checking out a little bit. Illigner down to P6. Vandenhutting had a good start. Chris drops 2 positions, but very calm and collected from everyone. I'm impressed.
Yeah, I'm really impressed as well. I was watching the back here, and everyone was giving each other the space they needed. Everyone was being very respectful, very careful, it seems. It's quite unlike 2SRL, I gotta say, where they are very aggressive in the first couple of laps, but this is good to see for a change.
Yeah, I mean, if
As
they...
we have our first
Oh,
yellow
that is
flag,
Clara,
at
I
least.
believe.
Wow.
Clara is off in the gravel trap at the top of the hill. But, oh, there's Witkowski as well, I think. It should be Witkowski. It is, so maybe they got into each other. I hope not, but that looks like a retirement from Witkowski. So we're one driver down. Also, I mean, we've lost Higgsy because his wheel is disconnected, unfortunately. So we're actually down to 27 drivers, which is still plenty. And there is Jack Simpson putting himself alongside Nico Veltman into the braking zone. He's gonna stick his nose in a little bit. Veltman gives him the respect. He doesn't really take the apex and then enables Simpson to get alongside. He wants to get P3 here really early into this race. End of lap 1. We're coming into the final corner of this race. Felt really late on the brakes. Very solid driving from both of them. They're still side by side, and there goes John Lee.
It was an accident.
Yeah, Sam tries to insert himself into this fight, and now he might actually take Simpson into turn 1 late on the brakes, and the McLaren and he chops right across, gets the position. Simpson wanted to gain one, now he's down 1, and there goes Illigna as well. Is it another position loss for Simpson? Hard to catch a breath here from me, honestly, because those guys are going mad on the second lap already. And
Yes, we have this fight with Ruben, Dominic, and Samuel.
oh, really late braking, so to interrupt. Dominic going really deep. He needs to keep it out of the wall there. Ruben now looking very hungry for that position. And yeah, it is. You make a bad attempt at an overtake, you lose positions, and that's exactly what happened to Wow. Oh, Chris, yeah, as you say, Chris into the wall, but still ahead of Wow, who's now in P8. So that didn't work to plan at all for him.
No, it didn't. And about it feels like a minute now ago, I think it was Mariusz Savickas and Viktor Cherwinski having a little coming together.
Yeah,
very slight tap with each other, it seems. So they've fallen back a little bit.
yeah, as you say, and it is Savickas. Is that how you say it? Savickas in P25. Sad to see. Up front, by the way, Brabner absolutely putting the heat on Felix Rupert. So no getting away right away from Rupert here. He's downplayed his chances for this race a little bit, and Brabner is right on his tail. So no checking out and driving into the distance this time by the looks of things after 2 laps.
Yeah, George Brabner really putting the pressure on here. It seems like he's had a lot of practice with as Rupert makes a mistake coming into the chase as they head towards the final corner now. George nearly is he going to go on the outside? He is.
Oh, can he brake late? Car off in the chicane, by the way, but yeah, Brabner was playing with fire there. He could have easily gone off 299. That's Jack Simpson. I'm gonna look into the replay what happened there. He was certainly off the road. Oh, he just broke himself and then he had to avoid. Oh my god! That was a Tim Krushma moment. My god. So that puts him out of the contention very early on. And what are the 2 Salamino GP drivers doing? They both took the escape road. I'm really confused.
Salamino GP, they're just trying to find grip elsewhere that people may have thought of before. A bit unconventional, I gotta say.
Oh, 57.
How it is.
Cherwinski's round, last corner, Vito. Was that actually intended to go into the pit lane? I don't know. I hope not.
We will never know. As Dominic Lichtner, puts his nose up.
Oh, Chris! No! Well,
I don't think was there a collision there. I'm not sure.
We're gonna find out. I'm going on board and we're looking at the replay there. Let's hope nothing happens during this replay because I don't want to miss the action. We're on board with Dominic Illigna in the replay. He sticks his nose in, I guess. That's tough to say. I don't think that was contact.
No, he doesn't touch.
I don't think that was contact.
Gets spooked.
My god.
Oh, Chris not able to get his car around. Is he going to collect car on me? He might actually nearly. Ooh, that was a sketchy rejoin for him. He's going to have to do a lot of work now to get back on top. I don't think he will, but it's definitely going to be challenging for him. As George Rossi makes a move into Skyline. What a move! He actually made it stick. That was very interesting to see.
Let's look at that again because I missed it. Yeah, it just goes down the who's that? The car number 14? That is Ryan Noppen. So he gets the position. Big bump into the wall from Visser. That's probably damage for him. who is chasing Ramsey Jensen. Yeah, I mean, it's Bathurst. You blink, you'll miss something, and that's it's a little bit of a struggle to keep up with everything. Up front,
Carlos Tacos hits the rear end of Jacko Maskieski. Oh no!
Oh
What is
no!
going on? He's spun
Cubs on
around.
round. Yeah, we're gonna. Well, it's replay time again. we're going into the helicopter here for this replay. Yeah, I mean, oh no, that's
from Paulus.
Aris video moment. No, oh man, I know Kupsi's gonna be absolutely furious.
Yeah, he will definitely be furious, and the blame is definitely going to Paulus there. I'm sure the FA will take a look at that and make sure that that's how to say Cubs gets his justice.
Yeah, he's been taken out here last season as well. Of course, that was probably one of the more exciting championship deciders we've had. Was Constructors, where Maciejewski getting killed by, I believe it was Smelt. Made the championship for.
It could be as Giancarlo Fernandez and George Rose. They go side by side, going into quarry, but Giancarlo's just getting onto the rumble strips and hitting that wall on the outside. It's not going to help his chances.
Man's got the track map on the second screen. Goddamn. I think I need one too, because otherwise I can't follow your calls. Actually, what's the one at the top of the hill with the gravel trap that Rosher is going through right now? What's that one called? Oh, what just happened? That was Sanix. Sanix has just been collected.
Skyline.
Yeah, I mean that's the likely call. This is a replay once again. Sanix, top of the hill, the corner where I don't know the name, and it's just the usual. He just goes round, and who is that who collects him? Actually, no one. So
ooh, that was so close though.
My God.
Yeah, I think that corner is called Mukfilami Park. Let's just call it the corner before Skyline. I think that's going to be much easier.
Oh, Ramsey, sorry to interrupt. Ramsey Jensen around the outside of Freddy Bone there. They are going through the kick and now into the heavy braking zone. Is Ramsey going to stick his nose in? No. Rene keeps, actually gets P13. I believe that was an overtake, and now Vista tries to follow him through. So the Aston Martin driver going for P13 on Jensen, who might just lose 2 positions in such a short span. They go into each other. A little bit of rubbing there. I mean, it's GT3. They can take this, and the position is Dragon gets the position. That's what's happened here. Essentially, a little bit of dust kicked up, and the field is already naturally spreading because this is Bathurst. And up front, Felix temporarily had a little bit of a gap, but now George is right back on his tail. He's not happy. He doesn't want to get a 4th P2 in a row. He's determined to make it a first win of the season.
Yeah, Mr. Consistent, really trying to get a win here. He's been wanting a win for a long time coming. We were close to having a win last week for our class. Actually, no, it was a Saturday, a couple of days ago, for the 8 Hours of Monza in RCI, and he's really hungry for a win now. We came second in class after having led for a really long time, so it's just kind of unfortunate. But yeah, so he wants this win more than anything right now, and it's really showing the way he's driving so close and so it's like he's almost waiting for Felix to make a mistake. He's not really doing any maneuvers. He's just being patient, just kind of waiting, playing a couple of mind games with Felix, because he knows that Felix wasn't very confident going into this race, and he's just gonna wait for his chance to pounce at him and not do any stupid mistakes.
The slipstream here is so strong, and is this actually where he tries it? Yes, he puts himself alongside. And he goes really deep. I think they make contact. Yes, they do. Off goes Rupert. And that has gone horribly wrong. Now he needs to focus. There is Veld coming past, and is Bratton actually giving the position up? No, he's not, which is fair play, but that's probably a penalty. I'm going to look at the replay again, because that was race deciding potentially. On the inside, and... Oh, what's happened there? Oh no, he was on the grass, and that's why he lost it. Rupert almost got the cut back and was really unlucky to get collected there. But drama for this race win, and that puts Veld in a brilliant position if there is FIA action, which we don't know.
Yeah, the commentator's curse really kicking in there. I said George wasn't going to do any mistakes, he was going to wait and be patient, but then as soon as I finished that sentence, we see that, so
yeah, very
interesting stuff.
I was going to mention that you called him Mr. Consistent after we've been flaming him for being inconsistent for the past races. But Yeah, I mean, it's both kind of true. His results are consistent, and he consistently doesn't win because there's always like these few inconsistencies, the mistakes.
Yes, I think has Jack Mills had a Mills no moment.
No!
He's come out the pits.
What?
He's in the P25.
Wow. Wow. There's nothing more I can say about this. But
yeah, how did we miss it?
It happened too often. You can't catch them all. But yeah, so the updated race situation after that big drama between... Oh! Push going really deep. He just cuts the corner. Then that might be a warning, even though it didn't gain any time. But that was not the way you're supposed to take Skyline. Yeah, so he's feeling the pressure that Veld's putting on him now, and that is exactly the updated situation. Veld, 0.6 of a second behind Brabner. Chumley actually lurking. Van den Herding and Olive in really good positions after mediocre-ish qualifying performances. That's Mills getting lapped there by Olive and Illigner. Ansel also kept himself out of trouble and has picked up the position against Rupert. So this is how far Rupert has fallen, P8.
Yeah, Rupert really has to get on it now and try to make up those positions. Oh, George makes a mistake again, going into chase, letting Melbourne through into the lead.
Wow. Well, that's a position that Veld likes to take, and yeah, Brabner once again consistently inconsistent.
It's like a task failed successfully sort of moment for him. He still gets to stay in that P2 position, but I don't know, we'll see if, after the FI is ready. Another driver in P3 now, Samuel Chumley, having started in, what was it, P7, I think?
I think 6 or 7, yeah. Somewhere,
yeah, it was 6 or 7. Doing really well now. Ruben van der Honey right behind him, also starting around that area. Kind of avoiding all the chaos that's gone around in front of them. With Jack Simpson having his unfortunate outbreak himself. And, of course, they're coming together between George and Felix. So let's see if we can have any outcome on this race that will negatively affect George, if I can put it that way.
Yeah. By the way, to Danny, the races are usually lit unless it rains. Then they are bad. That's my humble opinion. But yeah, I mean, since we've got the relatively consistent 29 to 30 driver grids, the stuff's been exciting here. So. I mean, I'm completely biased, but I would still encourage everyone to watch it. Sam goes a little bit deep there. I wonder what Ruben can do. I mean, he's got to pick up some pieces for Benelux Racing. He's, of course, the teammate of Felix Rupert, and he will want to get himself onto the podium. He and Sam are both kind of the drivers that don't drive themselves onto the podium on raw pace. They usually...
Oh, there's an accident in the downhill
45,
section.
that's Sarah Bance, I think.
That's Rene.
What's he done? We're going replay again. And, I mean, it's just gonna be the usual at the top of the hill. Yes! The usual.
Yes.
But
that's a hard hit.
Oh, the driver's
flight there.
It's just about on the apex, and let me tell you, a car blocking a part of the apex in that corner is scary as hell if you're driving past.
Yeah. As all this chaos has happened, Chris Stricker getting past Ryan Noppen as he makes his recovery drive after being spooked by Dominic Ligner.
What's that go?
That is car 301. Going really slow. Kennedy Chikika.
Oh yeah, it's Chikika. What's he doing? That was...
Chikika, no.
Got some... I can't even...
He's got his hazards on too. That must... Oh, he's got a lot of damage.
I can't even commentate on that because I have no idea what happened. But yeah, his car's absolutely demolished, so that's no points for him.
I think he must have hit the brakes wrong or something going into forced elbow and just gone straight ahead into the wall. That's kind of what it seems like right now. Kennedy Chikeka, usually quite high up there in the silver class. Right now, off the grass, trying to go towards the pit. It seems like his steering is bent.
Yeah, it certainly is.
All the AMG signs.
Wow. So
that car does not look fun to drive.
It certainly doesn't. Up front, it is Veldman with a healthy gap, actually. That here. Oh, what the hell! Veldman's just got fully into the wall at the top of the hill. There goes Brabner, and he's through back into the lead. It's fallen right into place for him again. Veld's lost control. We're going to watch that on board because that might just have turned everything upside down again. This race is crazy, man. Top of the hill, curb, and it just goes. My dear, that's 5 to 10 seconds of damage, I think. If not less.
That's killed Nico's chances of a win here, I think. Unfortunately, Nico looking so strong after qualifying, having finally found his pace at the end of practice. And now this happened. Which actually gives Samuel Chumley a great opportunity here to get P2 and possibly even chase for a win here in the McLaren of all things.
Yeah, he is a very consistent driver. I've 299 off again. Who's that? That's Jack Simpson's return to the pit lane. So he's obviously had some incident. This is the replay. He's just cut the top of the hill and then just goes into the wall and actually I think gets collected by Roshu. No, it wasn't. No, he didn't. But it was Santos and he avoided him barely.
Yeah.
But yeah, my dear. And well, we're gonna jump back to live feed exactly now, and here goes Ruben. Actually, is that Ruben making a move on Sam? Yes, they both are contesting P3, and with Velt's damaged car, this is probably a net P2 here, coming into turn 2 now. Round the outside, it is Van den Hutting. Those two fought for the championship in Season 2, where Sam came out on top, and he comes out on top in this fight as well. He holds the position for now.
Yeah, Ruben seemed quite cautious during the brakes. Allowing Sam to brake later and take that corner for himself. I wonder if Ruben's just playing it safe again, or what is going on, because he seems to have had the position basically done and dusted, but then just broke too early.
Yeah.
As, Sam makes his way towards Nico. Is he gonna make for a move here into Skyline?
I mean, he needs to get past somewhere, and yeah, Val's car just absolutely doesn't work anymore, and that is big damage now. If the car was fine before, it certainly isn't anymore now, and that is Val's chances obliterated with a huge impact into the wall, and that is a pit stop coming up, and he'll probably need to, well, he'll be lucky if he can recover top 10 from here. Oh my god.
That car looking like a BMW now, it seems.
Yeah, I mean, the visibility in the cockpit is probably as bad. There go Oliver and Illigner into P4 and 5 in their Lamborghinis, respectively. Those two, reenacting the French-German wars for the past 4 races, basically, fighting every single time. And it should be exciting to see who comes out on top. Up front now, the situation, Brabner had a little bit, he had his inconsistencies. He's made some mistakes. One of them kind of killed Rupert, but now he's got a 3-second lead over Samuel Chumley, who needs to look into the mirror because Ruben Van den Hutting, aka Light Cruiser, is right on his heels. And there goes Veld, the predicted pit stop.
Yeah. As I think that's René Bon getting passed by both Santos and Maciejewski down the corner out straight.
You nerd. I hear your pride every time you mention a corner name. I can tell, but I can relate as well.
He overshoots the pit entrance a little bit and decides to go for a pit stop now. Yeah. Obviously going to repair his damage that he got earlier on going down the hill.
Yeah, fair play.
The mountain, I should say.
Fair play to Jakub Maciejewski, also known as Kubzon. He is. He has been knocked down hard earlier on in the race, was taken out by, I believe it was Palos Takos, and now is trying to recover. He's got the reserve driver of Guilherme Santos ahead of him.
George Ryder made some mistake going down the mountain, nearly hits the wall. It was Tokyo Drift all the way through there.
It's replay time! Replay time, let's see what happened. Oh, he taps the wall on the inside and the car gets completely loose, mate. I mean, he's probably one of the younger drivers on the grid, but that probably aged him like 5 years, so I'm not sure about that anymore.
How did he keep it out the wall? I have no idea. That was, on my screen, it looked like he was going straight into that wall on the right-hand side. But, I mean, lucky for him, it didn't end like that, but it didn't help his chances either. Samuel Chumley having gained nearly a second on him over the past couple of laps. And if this continues, George will be in trouble soon before going into the pit stops.
Yeah, and I mean, this track plays right into Sam's strengths. As
we go on board with Dominic and Antoine side by side into the final corner. Antoine just having that inside line, and Dominic having to what's it called? Give that place back.
Yeah, yield, I guess. So
yield.
And they've got Rupert in their mirrors, by the way. That is the That is the white and lime green car you see in the background. It is the, well, ex-race leader looking for a recovery drive after the collision with Push. And what I was gonna...
Do you want to hear something sad?
Sure. Mills, no! What's he done?
Nico's still in the pits.
No, he's leaving
As
now.
he just exits now. That was over, I think, over a minute of damage for him there.
I am got it, man. Absolutely got it. There's not much to say except that. As Maciejewski has made the move on Santos, by the way. The BMW now ahead.
Yeah, I think BMW is super strong down the straight. So as long as you can keep up with the cars ahead of you going into that straight, you will have a great advantage.
Yeah.
So was that Kennedy Chikeka going off in the last corner?
Yeah, it's not his first off, and well, yeah, just yeah, with a very I didn't quite know what to say about that one.
He's doing a very good impersonation of me last season as when I was a reserve driver. Also in the Ferrari, funnily enough, just completely outbraking himself going into the last corner because you get distracted. It happens.
My dear, it shouldn't though, but yeah, it happens.
But it happens.
Yeah. So yeah, as a little bit of a catch up to the race situation for, well, not just Terra, but just because he's asked. The story of this race so far has been, you know, kind of people have been playing volleyball with the race lead. Like they all try to throw it to each other. Like no one wants to keep the race lead. They do everything to lose it all the time. So Push is ahead. He makes a mistake. Velt gets ahead. Velt puts it into the wall, and now Push is ahead again. But he crashed with Rupert earlier, so he might get a penalty. So it's all very complicated, and the one who enjoys holding the camera is well, not just me, but also Samuel Chumley, because he is probably the most consistent driver in this well, in the running for this win, and it might pay off on this track that rewards exactly driving styles like his. This driving style kind of won him a championship in Season 2. In the second half of that season, he didn't really overpower people on pace anymore. He was just the guy who had the tire pressures figured out, the strategy figured out, and didn't get himself into trouble ever, really. So that rewarded him in Season 2, and it might reward him again today, as he's in a really good position in this McLaren.
Yes, Stam obviously having won the Season 2 championship in the McLaren, so he's back to his roots, trying to change it up. I think he was kind of hoping Alex Karsten would be here to fight him. Oh, who's that? Who crashes? That is car 31. George Brabner hits a wall.
Oh, the volleyball match!
It allows Sam to go through. Sam takes the lead after starting back in P7. What a track from him so far.
Yeah, we're gonna watch the replay, as always. This is Push. He's almost thrown it into the wall earlier here, and he does exactly the same thing, but this time he hits the wall at a much worse angle, straight on into the barrier. That's proper damage to his car, and I think his streak of finishing P2 in every race might just end here in Australia, as Samuel Chumley is into the lead, as you mentioned.
Just as you say that, Ruben van der Having passing George down the straight, that Lamborghini looking like a GT4 car now with that speed. He's definitely going to have to pit this lap. I think he will. To repair that damage, and then hopefully...
Yeah,
actually not hopefully. I have no idea where he's going to end up, but hopefully in a good position so he doesn't lose too many points.
Yeah, I mean, Rupert has been spun out in this race, and he is a contender for the championship lead, and then the two other runners for the championship lead, Brabner and Velt, both just killing themselves on the mountain, really good on pace, but not that good at keeping it out of the wall for the entire race length. I've got a screen freeze. Is my game crashed? Oh no, we're back. I think we're back. That was weird.
Back.
That was weird.
Okay.
Yellow's Chikeka again.
Yeah, Chikeka not having the best of time. He's just kind of parked there.
Yeah, that's probably retirement. Parked
there at John Hicksman Vista as he retires to the pits.
You're unbearable, do you know that? Wait, why is Ruben in the pit? Is Ruben actually just pitting?
Yeah,
okay, actual pit stop.
Trying to undercut Samuel Chumley, I think.
Actual pit stop, okay.
Actual pit stop. It is around the time now. Being 25 minutes into the race, people start to change the tires now, wanting to get that undercut advantage, which is so strong here in ACC.
Yeah, it certainly is. And Sam knows that, so he'll probably come in this lap to cover off the undercut. Also, I'd be surprised if Wait, what's the camera doing? Wait, Iligna's gotten ahead of Olive. Yeah, he has. Yeah, he has.
Missed that.
So, yeah, it was up the mountain because the timings haven't caught onto it yet. So there must have been a mistake by Oliver, but his car looks fine, so I believe there's no damage. Must have been just going offline, having to brake or something, but yeah, while I was through what I was gonna say, I'd be surprised if there's no undercut attempt by either of them to, you know, get the upper hand in this fight, and now that might be the thing that Oliver needs to do if he wants to come out ahead of WoW in this.
I honestly think they'll pit at the same time now because they saw Ruben going in earlier and they don't want to stay out too long because maybe if Ruben has a bad outlap, they have a chance to jump him here.
Yeah, but is he gonna have a bad outlap? I mean, he looks absolutely flying, but that's just because... Oh! He flies off track! He has a bad outlap! What are you doing? You're jinxing... My god!
Oh, I'm sorry.
You've mastered the commentator's curse in record time here, as Ruben does indeed have a really bad outlap now. That must have cost like a second, probably not more because it was like towards the end of a straight.
Yes,
but
as Sam comes in, but both Anton and Dominic staying out.
Yeah, actually surprised there. Didn't expect that.
Not aware that Ruben has had that incident. Also, as I jump on board with Jack Mills, I see he's got a lot of damage at the back of that McLaren.
Mills, no!
This is another Jack Mills no moment that we missed again.
Yeah, I mean, this race seems to have been a very drawn-out, long Jack Mills.
That's car 31 who's off into the barriers. And
yeah.
Good. That's George
31.
again?
George! George! He's in the pits, and that's a retirement, isn't it? Yeah, it is.
So, not a good week for people named with George in racing.
So let's watch Roshu now. What are you gonna do, son? Which ball?
Roshu, the only George remaining in the race, actually running pretty solidly here on his own, just kind of to himself right now. Not too far behind Kessel, as the solo driver tries to make up some positions for a pass that makes you faster, or well, in his case, the Sky Tempesta racing car.
Yeah.
Even though he is part of that team, and we have told Kimmy to give him the files, but Kimmy doesn't think that's reasonable. So I don't know. Just ACC admin things.
Yeah. So my co-commentator casually being a jerk to our league admin. That's fair enough. Yeah. So don't be confused by the confusing thing I'm about to tell you. Roshu is the driver for Pasta Makes You Faster Racing, which is the team that Christian Stricker also drives for. This is Christian Stricker, and this is Gonzalo. No, wait, no, that's not. That is Fernandez, but it's not the. Who else has the livery?
It was Santos.
Santos.
I don't think he's in the race anymore.
No, he is. Guilherme Santos.
He's
right.
both.
He has the same livery as George Rosu, but he's a reserve driver. They are not teammates. This is not confusing.
I think Santos actually had an incident there. He lost a couple places. Maybe he just came out the pits.
No, he came out the pits. I mean, most of the field has at this point.
Okay.
By the way, Antoine has taken the race lead now as Iligna smelled both into the pit lane. So
yes.
He's the one remaining.
As Jack Mills goes for a second pit stop.
That's strategic, I'm sure.
Yes.
No.
And funny, going back to the lead, well, net lead, I should say.
Yeah, it's really close.
Ruben right behind Sam.
Had he not driven off track?
So that little mistake in Skyline costing Ruben the first position here.
Yeah. And it looks like it is Season 2 throwback week with the fight with Light Cruiser and Chumley. And I'm all here for it. They're out of the pit lane as Illig, and he's right with them. He's had a brilliant overcut there, and looks like we're getting a three-way fight. That is brilliant.
As not too far back, we also see Felix.
Oh, he's
5
coming.
seconds behind.
Yeah, he is charging, and he's probably just on merit as a driver, likely the fastest car on the track. And that means he'll have to try and clean up this top 3 fight from the back. And even though we've lost so many leaders, the field has been strung out in so many ways in this in the first half of this Grand Prix. We've got 30 minutes to go still. So much has happened, and there might actually be more to come as the top 3 are within 2 seconds.
Yeah, it's going to be top 4 soon. I'm pretty sure Felix is going to be catching up quick. And that Ferrari of Benelux Racing also going to start posing a threat to Dominic. I wonder if Anton does pit now, and we'll see where he comes out. It might be a 5-man fight for the lead here coming to the end of the race. That's going to be really nice to watch, especially around here at Bathurst, where it's so hard to overtake, and they have the different cars here to kind of work with them. Benelux Racing probably being at an advantage here, having 2 of the cars up there, so they can maybe do some strategy here or there just to really try and make the best out of it and not hold each other up if that so happens to be the case.
Yeah, I mean, they can certainly play for some things here, but right now, Ruben is not... What's the camera doing? He's not thinking about playing. Ruben's going down the inside of Samuel Chumley, and they rub their cars against each other. They're coming to the end of the lap, and Ruben's taken the lead. Now, Sam...
I think we need to look at a replay for that, because Ruben did not look like he was going for an overtake. The car, he sort of lost it, and the car kind of snapped into his inside.
Let's go for the replay. Now, this is just the tail end of it. Yeah, the camera just for some reason wants to show us Rupert when I click on Ruben there. But yeah, he's actually made the move stick. Fair play to him. Let's go back to the live feed in a second there. Where's the live feed? Live feed? There it is. And that is Iligna right on time, actually trying to take this P2 off of Chumley. He's waited quite a bit, and after a brilliant overcut in the pit stops, he's trying to pounce, but he gets offline in turn 2 again, and there's no grip out there, which means carrying it around the outside just doesn't work. He's tried this.
Christian Stricker makes him nearly a double overtake, it seems. He got Marius Savickas down the straight, braked super late, and nearly got up the inside of Guillermo Santos.
Oh, what?
As they head towards the last corner here, Chris going for a cutback, I think, as Santos hits the curb, and Chris makes that 2 moves in about 2 or 3 corners. I think we'll see that coming at the end of the straight here. Very good driving from him.
Yeah, I mean...
as he brakes early and lets him pass. What is going... Chris, are you okay?
What are you watching? You're not watching the same thing as me. Am I still in the replay?
No, we're watching the same thing. Chris coming out here, down the mountain straight, heading towards Quarry. It's kind of turn 2, and he's up the inside and seems to have this move done. I'm so
confused, man. But enough of that. Back to the lead fight, because that one is absolutely... Wait, how's WoW? We've actually managed to miss WoW getting past Sam there, and there goes Olive. So Sam has just dropped pace completely. I said him...
damage.
Oh, he's got damage. I hope he didn't collide with WoW in that case. And there goes Rupert. So Sam just down from P1 to P5. And what's Olive doing? He's just going straight. Now he needs to reach on in a safe manner. There goes Rupert. And Rupert gets the position. Rupert up to P3. Samuel Chumley P4. And Olive back to P3. And no, 4. I can't count.
4 or 5.
Too much happening. So now the new situation. Ruben van den Heuning with a very juicy lead of 2.5 seconds. Actually, maybe the favorite to win this race. Then it is Dominic Iligna in P2 with a really good recovery after, well, I mean, not a proper recovery drive, but he was 8th at some point in this race. And now he finds himself in P2, and then there is Felix Rupert. And here we can actually talk about a recovery drive, because he's been spun around while in the lead of this race, and is now trying to reclaim what is probably rightfully his, the race win. And he's got 25 minutes to do it, and he just needs the others to make the mistakes and force his pace down their throats, so to speak. And I'm really excited to see if he manages to do exactly that.
Yes, but if he does get past Dominic, I think it's going to be gloves off between the 2 Benelux Racing guys. They will both be wanting that win. I think Felix more than anyone else right now. He has to kind of keep his pride after saying such bad things about himself in chat, and maybe trying to... I don't know what his mind games are here, but very interesting to see. Or maybe they just decide to get the team points, call it a 1-2, and then what happens, happens. So... I hope they don't do that, but we shall see.
Yeah, I mean, should be a good fight, and a Benelux Racing 1-2 would be such a good result. We don't have 1-2s often here, because of course, you know, the team choices are kind of arbitrary. There's no performance. It's not performance based like in real F1. So 1-2s are really rare. Because the 1-2s aren't just the 2 fastest cars on the grid. And but yeah, coming into the season, actually, Ruben and Rupert looked like probably the strongest driver pairing we had, and they are showing why in this race so far. Let's just hope that everything goes to plan for the drivers involved in this fight. By the way, in silver class, we are looking at yet another dominant performance by Jasper Smelt. As I say that, is Rupert close enough for a move? I don't think he is. He probably doesn't think he is either, because he isn't. Yeah. But he's looking to the outside, maybe with some heroism, but no. No.
I love that commentating right there. He doesn't think he is, maybe he doesn't think he is because he isn't.
Yeah, I mean, to quote a very wise man, he has the knowledge of knowing.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, I've lost my mind in Suzuka. I'm just, I'm doing the best with what I've got here to work with. It's not a lot, but it's working decently fast. Rupert has to take out a little speed there. He might have scrapped the wall. Otherwise, 444. That is Clara off in Forest Elbow.
Clara parked completely sideways down at Forest Elbow.
Oh.
Hopefully, she gets that car out the way before the car 23. Oh.
Wow, that's actually really good timing there for Fernandez and Clara. They managed to, they managed to change positions without any losses there. And because of how many people this mountain has claimed, Clara might actually look at their first points of this season, because it is P18 right now with a healthy gap to Mills and Savitkas, and actually with Kauski's out, so I believe, or is 16 laps down, so I believe this is actually very realistic that this is gonna be points.
There is a move from Antoine and Sam.
Oh yeah, up front as Oliver on the outside, but Sam defends that, so almost missed that. There was another fight going on. I think Kessel and Roshu up the hill, but
yes, I'm watching
Kessel
it
defends
right now.
that.
Roshu having to fall back a little bit and not trying to be aggressive going into the mountain section. You don't want to do that around here. It usually ends in pain and sorrow if you do try to go for it. But that Lexus just so fast down a straight, it is insane.
Yeah.
Even in the slipstream, you can't keep up, so you're gonna have to force a mistake out of them to get by.
Is that actually no? Okay, no move from Rupert, and the interesting thing here is that they are approaching Ruben, even though they are fighting. They are significantly faster than Light Cruiser, so. Yeah, I mean, it's really, the top three are reversed to what they should be on pace right now. I believe Rupert the fastest car and he's third, and Ruben out of the three probably the slowest car and he's first. So this should be exciting. That's usually the setup for a very exciting finish to this race, and everyone's got the pressure of knowing, if they slow down, they are probably gonna be overtaken, but if they push and they slip once, they are gonna be overtaken, or maybe even need to make a pit stop, which is arguably worse than just losing a position. So it's all a case of risk evaluation and just keeping it clean, and that is exactly what makes Bathurst such a devilish track, honestly. And Illigna now incredibly close to Van den Hunding. If he can pull a move off here without losing the position to Rupert, that might be his shot for a race win, even though I actually would expect team orders in Benelux Racing in that case.
Yeah, maybe so. Has Dominic ever won a race here?
You mean in 2S?
Yes.
Don't think he has, but I was wrong before. I mean, Oliver has won a race and I didn't know. I don't think Dominic has won a race.
So Dominic on for his first win maybe here at 2SRL.
Hey, now you jinxed it. Congrats, man.
So Dominic
Clara,
on for
please.
his second position here at 2S.
Clara gets out of the way, everyone snaking past Clara, and yeah, I mean, he needs to move. Like now, it is basically do or die, because one bad exit and Rupert is right there, and that is the bad exit.
You say that.
Yeah, just as I say it, exactly, it happens, and there goes Rupert right the outside, and that must surely be a move done. The Lamborghini not able to keep up on the straight, and that is probably the chance lost. And don't pretend that is my fault. You said it was maybe his first race win, so it is on you.
But you're the one who said you get a bad exit, so I blame that one on you.
But let's call it teamwork.
Danny asking in chat what happened to Sam. We believe that Sam must have hit a wall or something because he's got damage on the rear. after his pit stop.
Yeah.
And that's what
Yeah,
basically happened.
he hit the wall, so he's got damage on his rear. Yeah. It's just like suicide via shots in the back of the head, you know.
Yes,
it happens. It happens.
I don't think he was hitting the rear by another car. I mean, you can spin out and you can hit the rear into a wall. I think that's what has happened here.
Probably. Still funny. Imagine it. I mean, usually if you've got rear damage, it's probably someone hitting you, but we didn't see anything, and no one seems to. You know, there's no car with the fitting front damage to support that theory. And now up front, we're gonna see the strategy from Benelux Racing. Are they gonna swap positions, or are they gonna hold positions here, or is it just free for fighting? Obviously, they don't have team bosses, and I don't think they're communicating either. Both drivers, I think, just ones that isolate themselves during the race. And Rupert risks something by sticking his nose in alongside his teammate, who of course knows that he can't risk a crash here. Illigner looking very eager to maybe get himself back into P2, so they can't make a mistake here. But they are showing, both of them are showing a willingness to fight for this, which is good to see, of course, as a spectator.
Yes. The gloves are off, as you would say, between Felix and Ruben. Hopefully they don't have a coming together, which will eventually end in the demise of Benelux Racing. Or they just move on and say, let's hope for better next year.
This is gonna be a timestamp after the race. Yeah, it's the thing is, with Ruben's pace, you know, I don't mean to be you know, I don't want to talk him down or anything, but I think as soon as Rupert gets past, he is under serious threat of dropping down to P3, because Illigner, looked like he had the pace most of that stint, but right now he's kind of backing his teammate off into WoW as well, so this is just spicy. No matter what you do, they want to secure the 1-2 as a team, of course, but it's difficult. Oh wait, who's that dead on the mountain?
That's
it's Clara. Let's hope no one gets collected. Oh, looking at the relatives like one should. Respect there. Back to the front. Yeah, the dynamic is basically if Ruben lets Felix past, then he risks getting overtaken by Illigner right away. If he doesn't, then they risk maybe making contact and Illigner getting through, and yeah, or he just stays there all race, and then they risk Rupert maybe getting picked off by Illigner, so it's not a comfortable situation for either of them.
No, it really isn't, but we know how good Ruben is at defending. Last season, Kyalami comes to mind, where Carson was on an absolute charge through the whole field, and in the last couple of laps couldn't get past Ruben, and Ruben eventually winning that race after a small coming together through, which I think was deemed a racing incident.
Yeah.
As I say that, Antoine going around the outside of Samuel Chumley into the chase, and now collects that P4 position from him.
Yeah, we're gonna look at a quick replay of that. Yeah, just takes the inside through the kink, which is gonna turn into the outside for the corner at the end of the straight. Sam actually just sticking his nose in a little bit there, but yeah, he knows that his days in P4 are counted, so down to P4. That's actually a solid line from the Aston in the background. Don't mind that, that's normal. Back to the lead.
Wanted a bit more green on the car.
It's camouflaged, actually. Why you gotta have an army green? Oh, is that the two Benelux Racing cars almost coming together there? They are not having fun there. I can tell you that much. Well, maybe they are enjoying this in some weird way, but it's spicy. If they had a team boss, he would not be enjoying himself.
He would be smacking tables left, right, and center right now, I think, or really shaking his leg a lot under the pressure that he's seeing right now from his two drivers, if it was the case.
Yeah.
As Ramse Jensen looks like he's about to make a move here on Jurien Vister. Actually, no, that Aston a bit too fast for the Audi in a straight line, and Ramse having to stay another lap yet behind that Aston in front of him.
Yeah, but that's certainly another fight to look on. I mean, if Visser loses the position, it would still be a podium in class. He would still get P3. He's probably going to miss out on P2. I imagine Takos takes a penalty for the crash with, who was that? Maciejewski. So, so probably 5 seconds onto that race time. Visser just doesn't look like he has the pace to stay within those 5 seconds. And there's Illigner.
I think we should go back to the lead now.
We are back with the lead, and it is Illigner really, really, really close to Felix. And he's not happy with having been passed, and he wants that position back. Let's just hope no one here involved does anything silly. Let's hope Felix on his attempt to get away from Illigner. Let's hope he doesn't do anything silly and hits his teammate or something like that. That would be the disaster no one needs, really. And
yes, Illigner playing it safe again.
actually, Illigner would need it, yeah.
Huh?
I said it's the disaster no one needs, but that's actually not true. That's exactly what WoW would need.
Yeah, WoW would need a disaster, at least to help him out. I think he has got the fastest pace right now of the two drivers ahead. Felix being held up by Ruben, being so close to that Ferrari. So Dominic needs to get a good slingshot on the both of them, I think, and he might be able to do some spicy moves. But Dominic, always a very passive driver. He's I think he lives by the consistency wins you races motto.
Oh, actually, as you say that, he might just lose his mind then. No, okay, he was. The body language of his car told me that he wanted to go for that. But yeah, I mean, it's my panorama. And he's running out of time. He's kind of losing. He's losing he's running out of time. It's actually historically been a good track for him, I believe.
Yes.
I think he's come second there last time.
Hamza is making a move on Jörn Visser now.
Yeah.
Going into
Turn
quarries,
one, and Visser just slides deep. Yeah, I mean, Vito confirmed it earlier in chat. There is absolutely no grip on the outside line in turn 2, and that is exactly what happened to Visser there. Made him slide wide and lose the position. So Jensen up to P9, and well done from him in this race. Smelt, by the way, still looks absolutely set to win Silver Class once again, with Takos probably taking a solid P2 from Visser. And back to the real, to the overall podium. It's gonna be spicy till the end, because Ruben has obviously shown us that he wants to win this race. He doesn't want to move over. He doesn't want to be a wingman. He doesn't want to make people call him Bottas or something, because that would be sad. And that's and he's doing his best to prevent that from happening. But he's also, I'm sure he's also increasing Felix Rupert's blood pressure right now. Because this is probably a little infuriating to his teammate.
I think Felix is enjoying this a lot, actually. Because Dominic, not known for being aggressive, not known for basically putting people into dangerous situations, and Felix knows this, so he knows that he can just sort of play around with Dominic, because Dominic is very patient and he's a very good driver in that sense. So as long as Felix keeps his focus on the car ahead, I think he'll be fine.
He's bonked some people, I think. I think I've looked at a few bonks. I think it was him and Oliver just bonking each other all the time. Rupert almost with the mistake, my god. That was so close. His car certainly slipped, and now he's gonna have much less speed than Dominic the entire mountain section, but there's just no way past.
As Nico makes an overtake.
Nico!
Santos. Nico pulling it back into P15.
He's actually getting points, so... you know, I mean, he is, it's top 20, so this is points for Veld, but now he would actually get them with the old point scoring system, as well as the top 3 are so close to this wall as every single time it was that a big tank slapper there? I think someone of them, I mean, they're all struggling, but they're pushing each other, and this is what you want to see. The tension is so high right now. 10 minutes to go. Make sure to not miss the finale of this race, because the race is coming to a conclusion soon, and I have absolutely no idea what's gonna happen, and that is what's been so good about ACC in the last few races. There's always something happening, and they are showing it once again.
Yes, I have absolutely no idea who is going to win. Anyone can make a mistake at any point, and it's so great to see. As George Rosso actually makes a mistake at Skyline. Ooh, he catches it.
Drivers called George this weekend be like.
At least he didn't crash into a wall or make a high-speed impact on Kessel. So,
there, we called someone. We called someone else Bottas. It's fine now. There is.
George Rosso, keeping
is
the
this
George
the attempt? Is this the attempt we're going on? No, okay. It always looks so spicy from outside of the car, but as soon as you check the onboard, you can see that this is not gonna happen that easily. Getting onto the curb, and that's a proper mistake this time. There goes Iligna around the outside, and this is spicy now on the mountain. Can we get an outside shot? And he almost loses the car. They're not able to hang it around the outside, and he needs to make one of these stick. But he also needs to keep them out of the wall, which he has managed successfully, but he's not passed again.
Yes, I think George Rossi made a mistake allowing Maciejewski to go by. So George, again, not having a great weekend.
Oh, Iligner! My god, he's pushing so hard right now. You can see he's probably losing. I mean, he's running out of patience. It's
yeah, he is getting desperate.
Yeah,
it seems like. I think so is Felix. Felix is making a couple of mistakes here and there, just costing Ruben just keeping his head down.
Yeah, he's
placing the car exactly where it has to be every single corner.
He's pulling such a strong train. He's not really cracking, but this time might be another good attempt for Felix Rupert. But is the slipstream gonna be enough? He probably needs to make it work on the brakes, because we've seen in every past lap that it's not happening just by pure slipstream, and this looks like his best attempt so far as he breaks down the inside of his teammate in the Benelux Racing drivers both side by side, and this time Rupert makes it stick. What's gonna happen to Ruben and Iligna? Nothing, as Rupert takes the lead and potentially brings himself into the position he needed to be in to win this race. As now it's just how long can Ruben hold on to Rupert? He's held to Iligna. He's held his teammate up for quite a while, and now he needs to do the same with WoW to make sure this is a Benelux Racing 1-2. Antoine Olivet, by the way, in the background has caught these guys significantly because of all their fighting.
Yeah, and I don't really know what else to say about that. Yeah, Ruben seemed to not really defend his position as much as I thought he might do. He kind of left the inside open there, which allowed a very classic overtake for Felix Rupert there.
Yeah.
Felix not really pulling away, it seems.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only been the first couple of corners, but it's not as fast as I thought it'd be.
I expect him to pull away quite a bit. I just wonder what WoW is gonna do about all of this. You can see, I mean, oh, as he almost hits the wall. My god, that was close, and he just keeps the foot in. That's some bravery right there. And that is what you need to do at Bathurst, though. It's certainly working out for him, as he is currently in P3, and the rear of that Ferrari up front kicking out quite a bit, and I believe Rupert has got a 1.1 second gap, so it is about the pace gap you would expect. Just the question is gonna be how good is Iligna gonna be on the overtake. You say he is usually a little patient, not that aggressive, but he's also had quite a few bonks, and I've tried to project my own incapabilities at overtaking on him a little bit, because he's gotten stuck in the past. Also behind Ruben van den Herding, and now he's got a timer on this, 6 minutes, and he needs to make it happen somehow for P2.
Yes, exactly. And as you say that, I saw Christian Stricker getting by George Rosu, coming out the last couple corners towards the first couple corners.
Oh,
Christian Stricker goes off. The
Chris.
ACC admin, every time we speak about him doing something interesting on the screen.
Something interesting. Well, that was better safe than Chris.
Yeah, but he makes a great recovery drive, actually, having had
Oh,
that.
there it goes for P2, but it's gonna be the dreaded outside line for Iligna again, and he doesn't have his nose again, so no move once again. Maybe he can force him into a mistake. He tries to hang it around the outside, but we've just seen that not work over and over and over and over again this weekend. I keep saying weekend, it's Monday, but
I wish it was weekend already, let's be honest.
it's race week. And
race week. There we go.
Okay, I'm just correct. Okay, it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Timo.
Yeah. Yeah. I
love that.
I wonder how on edge the drivers must be if I can't contain myself just watching them.
Yeah, it's been really, really exciting race so far. There's been stuff happening all over the place all the time, and again, now we see this fight for P2 happening, and Antoine's catching up.
Yeah.
Like,
Can we just talk about that?
we have no idea. We have no idea what the outcome is going to be. It's absolutely brilliant. As we pass the remaining 4 minute 20 seconds.
Oh, Iligna, so close, closer than ever, and this time he might actually get himself alongside in the King. Of course, outside line not too amazing for him, but maybe on the brakes he's actually tucking in right behind there. What's he gonna do? Covered from Ruben. Oh, he was so close again, he just doesn't pull it off. Once more, getting stuck behind Light Cruiser, who drives a very wide car. And Felix Rupert struggled to get past for like 15 minutes, and he even had the benefit of being his teammate, so Ruben probably didn't go as hard on him. So how is Wow gonna do this? And can he do it? And probably at this point, equally importantly, can he do it without getting jumped by Olive, who wants a podium too and has just been, slowly but surely getting right on the back of this fight, and he is in a position to profit off of the first failed overtaking attempt out of the Lamborghini of Wow here.
Yeah, as well gets extremely close to Ruben going into quarry. That was close. I think he had to take a little bit of an evasive action there, he makes a little bit of a mistake going into, let me find the corner name, Griffin's Mount.
My god. Just say the corner.
The corner.
They know what you're talking about because it's on screen.
Which allows Antoine to sort of catch up and be part of this trio now.
Yeah, and how many laps is this to go? I think Rupert's gonna cross the line in time, probably just
2
about.
laps to go.
Yeah, I think so too. That's a car parked. It's I think it's either Santos or.
That's Fernandez.
Sorry, I keep confusing Fernandez and Santos. Yeah, it was either him or Visser, but Visser still running in this solid P3 out of Bas Kessel. Also in silver class, I just feel like mentioning it's been an absolute race of attrition. The top 4 are within the top 11 overall, and then the bottom 4, well, I don't think Witkowski is getting points for this, because he's in the server, but he's P21 and it's 26 laps down. But yeah, Fernandez, Savitkas, and Mills all still in the top 10 of silver class, so they are gonna get some solid points on the board just for sticking it out, and that's kind of what we're trying to incentivize with this point system. We want the drivers to stick around.
Jack Mills, I think, having a couple more no's.
Is this last lap, by the way. Last lap, by the way.
Last lap. And so, who is that? That's a car 38 and
Kessel. What's Kessel done?
Kessel and Maciejewski, very close to each other. It's just that there's a fight between them.
Oh, yeah.
So that's also another one to look out for. Chris getting close to that fight as well. Here on the this is not their last lap. They'll have one more to go after they complete this one.
Yep, exactly.
But it seems like Antoine is a bit too far currently off the P3 of Dominic Eligner, as Ruben continues to make that car as wide as a bus going towards turn 3. Yeah,
but significantly more agile up that mountain section, much to the pain of the 2 Lamborghinis. Behind, he is so close to sealing the deal on one of few 1-2s. I actually have no idea who else has managed to do a 1-2. I mean, I know about the one from Millers and myself in the Brands Hatch race of season 1, but apart from that, I don't really know. As Ruben's rear kind of kicks out there. Oh, that's Roche, I believe, off, and now we're at the top. Santos at the top of the hill, Skyline. That almost put them off. Of course, no intention on Santos' part there, but that was scary. And Eligner,
I honestly thought that was Felix for a second.
Yeah, same.
Ferrari came off, and Felix's number was 71. Santos is 717. I couldn't see that last 7 for a second. I got really anxious there for a bit.
So last chance for Dominic. It is exactly the run he needs, and Antoine will be looking at this with great interest. If the overtake attempt is failed, then it's probably a free position for him, and Eligner gets out of the slipstream a little bit too early. I feel like he's just not getting enough slipstream. He'll probably have to settle for P3 to try and not risk his podium, and that is exactly what he does. So no overtaking. no places to overtake left, and Felix Rupert, after having been taken out earlier in this race, takes a brilliant win here at Bathurst ahead of his teammate for Benelux Racing, Ruben van den Herding in P2, then Dominic Illigner third, Antoine Olivier fourth. The consistency paid off for those two. For those three, they were way back in the qualifying, and so was Sam. P5 for him. Jasper Smelt wins yet another race in silver class, man. Just fast track the promotion.
As Paulus Tacos and Philip Ansel are having a small scrap here.
Actually, yeah, we've not mentioned Ansel all race really, but he's survived it. Okay, he comes home seventh, just ahead of Paulus Tacos, who comes second in silver class. Then Ramsey Jensen is gonna, he beat out Jurien Visser in the end, so Visser takes the last podium in class. P10 for him in silver. It is P3. And Bas Kessel just gonna save himself across the land. There's Maciejewski and Stricker right behind him. So that was actually a three-way fight, which we unfortunately couldn't show because there was another very exciting three-way fight going on. So
yes, there wasn't really much going on between that fight either. They were just kind of following each other, and I think had it been one more lap, there would have been more fighting with that group.
Yeah. Kessel 11, Maciejewski 12, Stricker 13, Roshu 14, and now the timings are slowly starting to disassemble as drivers disconnect from the race. Veld,
Veldwin.
Absolutely tragic. He was so good in qualifying, he was so good for the opening, and he and Push both completely threw it into the wall, but he salvages some points.
Honestly, Jensen gets disqualified?
No, that's probably Ruben! Bloody hell!
Ruben.
0.1
liters across the line.
Bloody hell.
Nico, obviously very not happy with the result there.
Yeah.
Going straight into the wall. I was going to say something about Gupta, but I think I should refrain from doing that.
That was a race, man. That was really good. That was absolutely brilliant, honestly. As is there anything to say? I'm just gonna quickly scan the chat for the messages. Maybe there's something interesting to report, but apart from that, we're probably gonna end the stream soon. It is okay. No idea why Ramsey got disqualified, but there doesn't seem to be any major discussions, controversy going on, and I think that rounds out a really good race. I've had an eye on the view count during this broadcast, and we've been like on and off the 20 viewers, which is really, really good. That I think about matches the last broadcast in SLR Tier 1, which is absolutely insane. So it's really nice to see ACC getting the love it deserves. And I think this race showed why it deserves that love.
Yes, I mean, everyone knows that ACC is superior to F1 in every way.
You're still in an F1 community, be careful what you say.
I'm just kidding. I'm a bit biased here. I don't have any of the F1 games, so I can't really make a comment until I've tried it.
Now, see, it's like with everything that someone else calls dumb. You're only allowed to call it dumb when you spend a lot of time on it. We're gatekeeping shitting on F1 game. It's you can only do it if you've played it enough. So because you haven't, I'm gonna tell you it's a great game. But if I talk to someone who league races it, I'm gonna tell them it's horrible.
All right, Timo, I will take that.
So that's how that works. Thanks for watching, everyone. It's been great. Well, where do we go next week, by the way? Maybe that's gonna inspire. Maybe that's gonna motivate some people to join us. It's Barcelona. Really solid track. Got a really long straight. Got
fun track, I think. But, a lot of drivers not too happy about it, I think.
I don't know why. It's really. I mean, I think it's so much fun in these cars, especially. It's got like the wide curves that you need to wrestle your car through, but it's not too bad. Like, it's fun.
Yes,
I think.
It's quite a rewarding track when you get it right.
Yeah, for sure.
But I don't think a track is more rewarding than the one we just had now.
Oh,
Mount Panorama.
For sure. Yeah.
I think it is my favorite track on the calendar. That's for sure.
Yeah, I think I just like, my opinion is that like the second sector of Mount Panorama. The second sector of Mount Panorama is just the best sector in racing, in my opinion. Just on a, well, not really in racing, but in race car driving. It's so great. I love
brilliant.
it so much because
and then I would say,
yeah.
I'd say this track is closely followed by Kyalami as another top favorite for many of the drivers here.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason those two tracks have been in the calendar for so long. Anyways, next week, Barcelona. Join us. Do it. That should be convincing enough. It's been Ollie and me in the commentary. Thanks for watching.